Master Cycle finally pulls off. I never envisioned that I'd be riding a motorcycle around Hyrule. Honestly, never thought it'd happen. But hey ho, what are you gonna do? There we go. East Sokola Bridge. Do I have a horn? Oops. My bike disintegrates in water. 59%. Wait, what? I'm pretty sure that wasn't there before. That attack buff is still going. Yep, 30 minutes. Right, okay. Next was... There was one down here, wasn't there? Oh, there wasn't. Oh, that's a Talus. No, that's the Great Plateau. Or a mountain. Oh, I think I've track of where I am. No, can't be that one. Oh, wait a minute. It was in Hebra. It was... the... I'm going to be a bit annoyed if the evening stream devolves into more just running around Hyrule looking for these blasted things. But... right, okay. So we'll put on the Ruby Circlet for the moment. At least until we're into a warmer part of the map. Right, 99.59%. Right, oh, then I found a tile. 67%. Okay, fine. So we've still got more to look for. There we go. Thumbs all. Right, so we found the crater. Any more? Yes, there's one there. Right, we'll go there and we'll use the Master Cycle. For all my spreadsheets, for everything, if I'd known that I was going... One of these things that just didn't come up with my research. But then again, who would expect map locations to count? The big ones, yeah, sure. Not the little ones. Okay, it's in that direction. Master Cycle. I've got fuel. Alright. Oh, it literally says there as well. Cool. Amazing grip considering that it's, you know, in the rain. Foot race checking. Oh. Okay, why not? Can I reverse? Okay, that works. Hello. Hello, friend. Would you like you look like a tough boy. But how tough are you? Tough enough to challenge me to a race? You're on. Yo-ho! Now we're talking. This is fantastic, but every challenge has some stakes. I bet you 20 rupees I can beat you in a race. You'll have to pay first. Yeah, sure. Now we're going to have a sprint of things. You're into the spirit of things, so I'll go, set up, and don't go anywhere. Okay, cool. Don't know if this part of the completion or if I have to do this anyway, but whatever. Sure, we'll do it. Okay, time's winning, so I'm ready. I'm so ready I could burst. I bet you are too, so let's begin the race. The goal is the flag at the top of that mountain. There's only 2 of us, so the race ends once one of us reaches it. Oh, I did this in the rain. One more thing. You could probably guess this already, but it has to be a foot race, not a hoof race. If you ride your horse or run away from the goal instead of towards it, you'll be disqualified. No, okay. And now it's time. Get ready. Okay. Where's this flag? Oh, there. No, it's a tree. Oh! I don't know if I could actually see the flag, to be honest. Oh wait, that might be it. Oh, that's it. Cool. Woo! Done! Wait, you're done too! You were done first. That means I lose. Woo! Cool. Didn't even know this was in the game. Your time was 1 minute 23. I wasn't really trying my best, but a bet's a bet. Here's your reward for a race well run. 50 rupees, that's fine. Want another race? No, I'm good. Ah, that's not an answer I was hoping for. Use all that traveling you do there's a chance to build up your leg muscles. Yeah, okay. Ah, 75. So does that count as we found the location, or is that because we did the mini challenge? Okay, right. So that's the foot race check-in. Yeah, that's the one we just looked for, so that's fine. I'm still missing a few. That's one. Oh, nearly there. And by nearly, I mean not at all, considering we've still got to find several more. Since each one equals about 0.08, apparently. Wish it more, but we'll see. Okay, where are we going? We're going this way. Oh, past the Boko camp. Marvellous. I just noted the Sheikah technology, the Sheikah is stuck in the 90s. All the technological achievements are the same shade of beige with some bright lights. Fair point. There we go. Here's the exchange ruins. 99.83. So that's another one. So, what am I missing? Oh yeah, there was that place as well. 2 more. Yay! Right, well, this is 1 more, so I'm hoping I've marked the other one on the map. Otherwise, you were back to searching again, and then I don't know where I'm going to do the forts video. I might run the stream a bit later and see where we get to, but I hope it doesn't come to that. Maybe it'll be a shorter forts video. Well, the forts videos are supposed to be short form anyway, but we'll see. It might just evolve into a rant. Me ranting. A shock, I know. And it's still raining. The game just wants to make it more difficult for me, doesn't it? So we're at 80.83. Oh, wait a minute. I've done it again. It's the stone talus. Hit Colombo. 1. Change ruin. Oh, that's a stone talus. I really should have picked something other than the gemstones to mark these on the map. Virtual Lake. Ruins East. Okay, never mind. Village ruins. You could get rid of the stone taluses just now. Oh yeah, I could. Nah, it's fine. Right, Spring of Courage. Stone Eye ruin. Barren Woods. Page Woods. Stone Eye ruins. I don't see anything marked on that. Oh, there we go. That's 1 more. Jury Bridge. No, no. Ingy Plain ruins. Postcard Bridge, yeah. Baron Tower. Bridge. Big Twin Bridge, Dueling Peaks, Little Twin Bridge. Um, Fine. No, that's. Don't tell us on the. Oh, Elden Tower. Barham Ridge. Aha! I think those are the last two. Ah, well, I suppose I can always kill this Talus while we're here. Go. I suppose I could get rid of all the stone taluses on the map, but sorry, I'll leave them. Baby talus. Right, okay, so our first one is the Zonai Ruins. Thanks, capture card. So the quickest way to that would be, I suppose, this, and then just ride the bike through the forest. Okay, the Master Cycle is actually proving useful now, which is good. Which is good. The game really does not want to let go, does it? Not a massive surprise that I missed this one, because at this point in the game I was fed up with these woods because I'd spent far too much time in them. Also, there were a lot of enemies and I didn't want to fight all of them. And the frame rate's dropping, which is annoying me. There we go. Zonai Ruins. 99.91%. Awesome. Right, the last place is this bridge. And the quickest way to that bridge, and of course it's right next to Hyrule Tower. This is Nintendo screaming, "You will not complete me!" Yeah. Just watch. Just watch, Nintendo. We will do... Ah, my neck just clicked. We will do this thing. Oh, this is the one in the skull. Marvelous. Which direction do I need to go? This direction. Actually, I think I can see the bridge from here. It is... That wasn't the thing. You know what? I've not filled up the tank in this thing yet. And I'm kind of curious to see what it'll look like. Oh! That's pretty nifty. Not gonna lie. Realised also I should probably switch back to my falcon bow. I wonder if the Master Cycle will return in Breath of the Wild too. Done it! 100% complete. And with that, there's only one thing left for us to do. And that is to turn... Where are you? to our house. That's it. That's it. 120 shrines, 900 Korok seeds, 17,000 rupees, but we could probably max that out much higher if I felt like selling everything in my inventory. We're done. There's only one thing left for... Oh! Gordon Bennett, I've just realised. Also, hail Turbo, and cheers for the clip, mate. I'm missing a couple of weapons. Oh no, there they are. I got all of these to use in the final fight against Ganon. I've left them all on the bloody wall. I love that. Oh well, we'll have this and this and this and this, and I'll keep this and I'll keep this, and then I'll use these in the final fight against Ganon. No, we basically just blitzed it as we were. I've gotta love that. Oh well. Oh, hello. This seems like a really good spot for the picture you got from Kaz. Would you like to display the picture? Yes. I think that is probably the perfect place to end this. Oh, it's a big picture. Oh, with that, save the game. Actually, I'm going to set my... Hold on, let's make sure. Save the game. And then we won't close out that, but we will return to Gateway. Is that background music okay, or should I turn it up? I suppose it's got a bit in the background. Hold on, I just want to check the audio level on this one now. Because, for those who've been on this channel for a while, or at least more than 6 months, there is one last thing we need to do. Is that how I get the... Yes, it is. Okay. Da, da, da. Oh. There we go. Da da da. Da da da. Da 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 da. Sorry, I'm checking audio levels just to make sure. Oh, hold on a minute. What was that noise? Okay, I think that was just my phone being catching interference. Right, that should kind of do. Either that or it's picking up the bloody computer. Oh no, it's actually literally picking up the phone. Test, 1 2 1 2 1 2. Sorry, I know it's not the most exciting thing in the world, but that's fine. Right, okay, it's a bit of background music, so that'll probably do for the time being. Anyway, well, I may have missed some of the middle, but I'm glad I was here for the beginning and the end of it. It's what a journey it's been. Don't worry, you probably just missed umpteen number of Korok seed hunting. Anyway, with that, we've got the 100% on the screen, we've got a bit of background music. Let's wrap this up as tradition dictates. So, Ezio, I think we should start around about here. Hail, Samurai! Welcome to No Holds Barred, my sort of thoughts videos at the end of our journeys. And blimey, what a journey this one's been. 6 months, give or take a week or so. we have been working our way through the world, the realm of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild on Master Mode to full completion, as denoted by the little 100% in the map in the corner there. You can't really see it. Honest, it's there. It does exist. Trust me on this one. Well, actually, if you just go back through the VODs and check the final episode of this Let's Play, then you will see that 100% there. That is, and it's a long list I've recited a few times, every main story mission done, every side story mission done, every shrine mission done, all 120 shrines done, all 900 Korok seeds collected. That was a fun one. The Trial of the Sword, also a fun one. All done and dusted. We have done all of the Champions Ballad DLC. We have unlocking the final boss fight of that, as well as the reward. No spoilers. I try to keep these videos as spoiler-free as possible. What else have we done? But for no obvious reason, I went through and bought every armor set in the game, upgraded every armor set to max 4-star level. Then we beat Ganon, obviously, and, oh yes, the Hyrule Compendium, which is take a picture of pretty much everything in the game, which we have also done. If there is something we can do, we have done it. We have done a lot of things. Trial of the Sword, for an instance, was 3 levels of gauntlet challenges, which got, yeah, rather annoying, but hey-ho, I'm annoyed about it for various reasons, lore-based as well as gameplay-based, but I'll cover a bit more on that later, and I'll spare you the lore rants. You'll probably find it in the VODs of this 300-part Let's Play anyway. So, there's a lot to unpack here. First question off the bat. Would I recommend anyone do a completion run of this game? No. I would not recommend anyone try and complete this game. Is it completable? Yes. Will you lose your sanity in the process even, and progress? Yes. If you were insistent on doing this, do it to a custom 100% scale. Do every sub-story, do every shrine, unlock every heart container, unlock every stamina vessel, which you'll do by unlocking every shrine anyway. Upgrade whatever armors you want to upgrade. Don't worry about anything else because most of them are just superfluous by the end of the game. Don't worry about unlocking the entirety of the map. There is a lot on the map that you need to find and do and stuff, and it's just a pain in the neck. Just, yeah, do every mission, do everything you can, and only get about 250 Korok seeds. That's as many as you need in order to unlock every item inventory space in the game. Get the Master Sword, do the Trial of the Sword if you're feeling up to it. There are plenty of weapons in the game, you don't need the Master Sword, but if you're a massive Zelda fan like me, then I'm guessing you would want the Master Sword and you'd want her at full power. I can highly recommend this because the Master Sword, once we got her, is pretty much our mainstay weapon. The only issue I have is after you unlock its full power, it still has the degradability. So eventually the Master Sword gets tired and needs a 10-minute sleep, so you'll still have to use the other weapons in the game, but the champion's weapons are reforgeable, so they can be your stopgap weapons if needs be. Graphics-wise, beautiful game. Absolutely stunning. The locations of the scenery is beautiful. Nintendo have really knocked out of the park with the graphics. It's really pushed the Switch, well, I would say to its limits, but I think it's pushed it a bit beyond the limits. Beautiful game, beautiful world, but you will see performance drops. It sort of makes me worried about Breath of the Wild 2, to be honest. Korok Forest, I always call it Kokori Forest, because it is Kokori Forest, but that's a lore thing. Korok Forest, you will notice a massive slowdown in FPS. You'll also notice it in Faron Woods, and anywhere where there's a lot of trees. I think the rendering of the leaves and the foliage really pushes the Switch's hardware. Even docked, as it is now, you still get a lot of FPS drop. I've not noticed anything other, no tearing or anything. The rest of the game runs stable. We have had a few instances where the game's crashed on loading, but that's when I've been trying to skip cutscenes, and somewhere in the game logic it doesn't like it. But otherwise, fairly stable game. The Blood Moon system they have in place for clearing out the garbage data and freeing up memory space is an absolute brilliant idea. It keeps the game running very smooth, so we should be all good and dusted there. Sound-wise, good sound design, beautiful soundtrack, brilliant, amazing soundtrack when it's playing. The thing about Breath of the Wild is there are wide open spaces and you've got a lot of ambiotic music and you've got a lot of just hitting chords throughout here and there, and I suppose if you stitch them together, you get a pretty brilliant track, but the music seems to be few and far between. It doesn't always irk me, but you do realise, once you get to a location where there is a soundtrack, you suddenly realise how good the soundtrack is, and you think to yourself, man, why can't this be in anywhere else in the game? And I mean, I think it's going to be a personal preference sort of thing. Personally, I prefer the Zelda games of old, where you had a brilliant soundtrack for everywhere you went, and it was amazing. You did have quiet moments, but it was good to have just that music in the background. It's a game. I don't want to listen to the sounds of nature. I can go into the garden and do that, but it's either there or there. The words, my brain is slightly broken. It's been a long journey, this. Like I said, 6 months, and the final brilliant cherry on the top is, if you want to get the 100%, you have to find every map location. Game doesn't tell you this, by the way. It's just one of these things that it randomly throws at you when you get the percentage counter after you've beat the main game, where you're mopping up everything, and all of a sudden it goes, oh yes, by the way, you didn't find this random bridge in this random corner of Hyrule to log it into your map. So sorry, but you're not getting your 100%. Thanks, Nintendo. Much appreciated. Gameplay, love the gameplay. I love, as much as... the weapon system is a sort of dual-edged sword for me. On one hand, I love the range of weapons available. I love the way that you can play around with them to solve puzzles and just to take out different enemies. In Master Mode in particular, I love the fact that it forced me to figure out, if you go around trying to take out every enemy, you burn through all of your good weapons and you're left with the wooden boko ones, which are pretty useless, to be honest. I love the fact that you're able to actually go off and you can strategize, and in the early days of this game, I basically just ran away from everything. No point fighting all of the bokoblins, they were all overpowered, and moblins and above were just forget about it. But as I progressed, as I unlocked better and stronger weapons, as I got some shrines done and worked out farming strategies, all of a sudden we started to climb up, before it was pretty much leveled out at normal Zelda difficulty. Some of the gold enemies in general are super tough. You can take them out in one shot with with an ancient arrow if you so wish, but you don't get the fancy stuff they drop, because the gold enemies will drop rare items like star fragments and rare ores. So Nintendo did a great job on the sort of balancing act between risk and reward. You could risk losing a good weapon fighting a golden enemy with a ludicrous amount of HP, or beat them and get the shiny, or you could just say sod it and shoot them with an ancient arrow and they go foosh and that's it. Golden Lionels. They are rather entertaining to contend with, but I mean, by the end of it, the difficulty means that you're forced to learn how to use the parry. My recommendation, definitely learn the parry. Get practicing with the parry against the Guardians early on. Trust me, it's a godsend later on in the game, especially in the Trial of the Sword. And learn how to do the focus dodges, because they work really well against the Lionels. Never figured out with the Lionels with the big Lionel Smasher Club things, but with the swords, makes it so much easier to take those guys down. And then you get star fragments, which you need to upgrade all of the stuff, but like I said, don't go completion mode. Trust me, it is very much not worth it. Not worth it for the 900 Korok seeds. Can't say it's probably worth it for upgrading every armor gear. Very much worth it for doing all of the side quests and the sub-stories. Definitely worth it for doing all of the shrines. Definitely worth it for all of the DLC as well. The Champion's Ballad is such a beautiful DLC. I absolutely love it. Even if we were curb stomping the final bosses by the end of it. But in fairness, that's probably because I was so overpowered that I could curb stomp most things. Certainly did with Ganon, but that's all in the VODs. Check it out if you have time. Is there anything else I've missed? Sound design, gameplay, brand, story. Story is you save the princess. It's a Zelda game. You wake up, Link wakes up after 100 years. Zelda is trapped in the castle, sealing away the great calamity, and you must go and awaken the 4 divine beasts in order to, you don't have to. That's the beauty of Breath of the Wild. You could literally go from the starting area straight into Hyrule Castle and fight the final boss. If you're up for it, go for it. But otherwise, yes, if you want to play the full story, you go off and you save all the divine beasts, and then you go and fight Ganon, you save the princess, you save the day, you are the great hero, Huzzah, woo, go us, Link has saved the day, and the end. So yeah, story, the main story is a bit lackluster, but it's the story beats in between. There's sort of two stories going on. You've got the story pre-game, which was 100 years ago, and the story now, which is learning everything and exploring the world post the Great Calamity. I kind of like how it also interchanges. Is it the best Zelda story? No. I think Twilight Princess still, for me, holds as the best Zelda story, but your mileage may vary. For me, Breath of the Wild is certainly a good story. Brilliant story. I wish there was more lore. The world feels, as vast as it is, very empty. You find derelict settlements all over the place, and that's fine. You expect that after 100 years of monsters attacking relentlessly, but I was hoping for lore. You find an outpost ruins, or you find a great citadel. All you get is one NPC who goes, oh yes, there was a citadel here, some soldiers fought in it, and that was it. No, give me some diaries to read, journal entries, give me logs. Some bits are fleshed out. Hyrule Castle has a couple of nice bits and pieces that you can find, but for the rest of the map, I know the scale of the game was vast for Nintendo. It's a big game. It's a complicated game. But you would have thought they could have thrown a bit more lore into it. Hopefully with Breath of the Wild 2, they can get it done. Maybe we'll get some history, we'll get some fleshing out the world. As the world recovers, we might get more info and more bits and pieces and more lore. And for now, we'll see. We will see. And with that, I think that is everything. If you have any questions you want to throw at me about Breath of the Wild, feel free to throw them in the comments down below. Feel free to stop by the Twitch channel and ask me live. I will be more than happy to go into some of the bits of the lore. I'd be more than happy to go on answer, well, any questions that you may have. But with that, I think it's time we wrap this Thoughts video up. So, to each and every one of you, may you all have a beautiful evening, morning, or afternoon, wherever it is around this whole wide world you are. And as always, until our paths next cross again, the Vortex awaits, and I'll see you all next time. And with that, same goes to you, Samurai. We are at the end. We have finished. So let us... Hold on, I will close out the game there. I'm sure there's going to be a ton of feedback in the audio on that Thoughts video, but it will have to be because I didn't want to play that. I'll take it. And I didn't want to play Dearly Beloved because YouTube will have a fit at me over the fact I'm using copyrighted music. Need to really find out a better closing tune. Well, not better, but one that I'm not going to get copyright strikes for. But anyway, with that said, we're done. That is the end of our journey. Journey's End, the end of Breath of the Wild on Master Mode completion run. It's been a hell of a journey. It really, really has. Well, you've got my thoughts video right there, so I won't go into any more on that. Next, though, we make a return to a different island, a different land. We return to Ghost of Tsushima and the life of Jin Sakai as we venture to Iki Island. Akai Island? I think it's Ikai Island, I think. I don't know. We'll find out how it's pronounced in the game, I'm sure. But yes, we will go and complete the DLC for that game because I've been meaning to do the DLC for Ghost of Tsushima for a while. And then after that, we will venture once again to the land of Japan. But in a different time, in a different place, we will go to Kamurocho and visit our dear friend Kazuma Kiryu in Yakuza Kiwami 2. So we've got another couple of games on the list. Kiwami 2 is going to be another big one for us to complete. Maybe not as big as Breath of the Wild, I certainly hope not. But either which way, I can rest easy in part, because we're now set up for Breath of the Wild 2. I was never going to play Breath of the Wild 2 until we did a full completion run on Breath of the Wild on the main channel. We've done it. Not main channel, I've only got one channel. But we've done it. We've got The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild completion done. It's out of the way. Will I do a completion run of Breath of the Wild 2? Maybe. It's me, so it's probably going to be a yes, but I haven't thought about it yet. We'll see. If it might start as a completion run and I might downgrade it like I did in Yakuza Kiwami. We'll see how it goes. But anyway, it's now 6 o'clock, and I'm afraid 6 o'clock is a hard cut-off for me. So, with that said, if you're new here, hi. I'm Ezio. It's a pleasure to meet you. If you enjoyed what you saw, well, I'd really appreciate if you hit that follow button, but the decision will always be yours. If you ever want to catch me live, well, I stream here on Twitch every Tuesday and Thursday at 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock UK time, depending on how my evening even has gone. And every Saturday at 2 o'clock and 7 o'clock UK time. If you ever missed any of these streams, if you want to catch up with our run into The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild so far, you can find all of these uploaded to the VOD section of this very channel, as well as playlists of every other game, every other journey as I call them, that we have ever been on this channel. I think that's everything. Everything apart from a thank you to each and every one of you. For those of you who have joined us for the majority, if not the entirety, of Breath of the Wild, thank you. But to all of you, be you a chatter, be you a lurker, be you watching live here on Twitch or in the YouTube archives, thank you very much for joining me on this journey this afternoon. Thank you for joining me as we have ventured and journeyed through this beautiful, beautiful game. And thank you for spending a little bit of your life here with me on the channel. It means the world, it always will do. And it always does. Now, let's see if there's anyone live that we can share the good vibes with. Let's see if we can put the good vibes forward to another person. I do not know. My brain is slightly broken after this game. It's been broken for the last few weeks, to be honest. Who is live? Is there anyone live, or shall we just call it there? I think I might just call it there then. So, with that said, with that done, to each and every one of you, may you all have a beautiful evening, morning, or afternoon, wherever it is around this whole wide world you are, and as always, until our paths next cross again, the Vortex awaits, and I'll see you all next time.